All right, let's get started. So, thanks for coming out today. This is my second year. I'm excited to be here and glad that y'all welcomed me back. And I'm going to talk about two of my favorite things: solving hard problems and machine learning. So, who am I? My name's Jeremy. I'm building a local startup called AllStacks. We help software engineers get better at building software. And as part of that, I've had to solve some really difficult problems. And I've learned a lot from failing at it. So, I want to give you guys an example hard problem. Say I drop you on the top of a mountain. You're lost. You want to get home. How do you get home? Any ideas? Well, one logical thing that you may be able to do is look left if it goes upstairs, look right if it goes down towards the valley, go right a little bit and try again. Well, if you do that enough times, congratulations, you've invented one of the most common machine learning algorithms, gradient descent. And it's used everywhere, but it's pretty straightforward. All you have to do, take small steps towards your goal repeatedly, and eventually you'll get there in an efficient way. Now, when I first learned about this in grad school, we learned it with a whole lot of math, and it was really complicated. But once I started truly understanding how straightforward of an algorithm this was, I started seeing it everywhere. Humans, as it turns out, are really good at doing this intuitively. Everything from how you adjust your arm when you're catching a ball to how you change the way you communicate to people when you're teaching them something. It's a great algorithm. It's easy to understand. It's a great way to solve hard problems. However, it's not perfect. So imagine if the mountain I dropped you on was here. If you just keep taking smaller and smaller steps downhill, you're going to get stuck. Now, this is actually a common problem in machine learning. You'll have found what is called a local minima, something that seems like the best solution, but isn't. And you'll be stuck swimming in circles here. I think this is really interesting when you apply it to how humans approach problems. When we get stuck in this type of cyclical thinking, we actually call it getting stuck in a rut. And when you think about how we build software today, we use a philosophy that's very similar. Agile software development is basically gradient descent for solving hard problems and building complex software. And it's also similarly susceptible to some of these local minima problems. So what can we do about it? Well, we have a lot of techniques. Agile is great. Use it for most of your problems, but you can get stuck. And when you get stuck, we can actually learn from machine learning research some ways to get unstuck. There's a lot of research here. This is a really hard problem. People have been working on it for decades. But their solutions are pretty math heavy, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to translate that to traditional problem solving. So I want to show 5 techniques very briefly that machine learning engineers have used to get around this problem for a while, and what they mean in terms of how we as humans approach problems and how you could potentially apply these. This is going to be fast, so feel free to look these up later. Number 1, momentum-based learning. If you're going in a direction that seems to be paying off, keep going a little bit longer. Don't turn away at the first sign of problems. Classical conditioning is one of the common techniques for this. Another technique is look-ahead learning. If instead of immediately taking a step, pause, look around, spend some more time understanding the landscape, and pick a better path, you're less likely to get stuck swimming in a lake. The third technique is actually a really interesting one, ant colony optimization. If you're a single person on a mountain, it doesn't make sense. But if you're on a team of a number of engineers, you can have multiple people look in different directions and compare notes and arrive at a better solution. The fourth technique, also, if you're working on a team, have people start from different directions approaching the same problem. Hackathons are a really great way to do this. You get a bunch of people attacking a problem from different directions. And the fifth one is a concept from metallurgy, actually. So if you start searching for solutions or building software more chaotically at the beginning, but get more and more regimented as time goes on, you're less likely to get stuck in these ruts. Brainstorming is one of the classic ways of doing this. So a lot of these intentionally don't make sense if you think about them. Most of your time should be spent on classic iterative software development. But if you find you get stuck in a rut, I hope you remember this talk and find a couple of ways to get out of it and solve some hard problems. So thank you all.